game, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. Chew them up like bubble gum. Just made a meal with my pocket change. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Ethereum pays for my rent. Bitcoin pays for the vent. Litecoin pays for the jet. Bitcoin cash for the rest. Spent 30 racks on an ICO. What coin did you buy? I forgot, yo.
Welcome to the Crypto
Just
Lounge,
got started
y'all.
last night, bro. And I'm already hooked like a pipe, though. Flipping the coin, making it grow, taking it slow, letting it go. Cash flow's growing, it's incredible to watch it flow. Stacking the cash, taking it home, making it fast. I'm on a roll. Little bit mo's all I ask for the bubble, though. Currently learning about a new type of currency. Burning the dollar down like an emergency. Urgently, listen, my friends have been urging me. Coins have been surging, we're earning like surgency. We on a mission, man. Crypto maniac. Act like you don't really know about it. Stop that. Bitcoin blowing up like a bomb. Step back. Used to be a couple $100. Should've copped that. Blew up on a scene from the mind of a brainiac. Back in 2009, where the miners at? Silk Road, baby, it's gotta be anonymous. Satoshi blew up, now we on the map. Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, block.
Welcome to the Crypto Lounge. I'm your host, Crypto Cardo. And it's been a while since I did these videos. It's been a dip going on. I've been confused. I've been hodling my coins, but I've been confused on all of this FUD that's been spread around in the market. So after the dip, if you talk to most people in the crypto community, they are still optimistic. They are still hodling in strong faith that Bitcoin will capture most of the gold market and other markets, and it will increase in value. We have seen some very volatile moments, but just this week we have seen the stock market has volatile moments as well. What separates the millionaires from the billionaires is their unwillingness to give up on something they believe will work out in the grand scheme of things. So right now I'm feeling like it's 98, 95 when the internet just dropped, and a lot of people were skeptical about investing in that platform, investing in the things that the internet protocol had to offer, because they never heard these terms, these words that people were using, protocol and coding and all of that stuff kind of were foreign language to people back in 98, 95, so they didn't invest. This is the era, man, that we need to invest. What I'm going to do is play this video, the Winklevoss twins. If you're familiar with the Facebook movie, you probably know who these guys are. They are heavy in the cryptocurrency space right now. They own the Gemini exchange, which is an exchange similar to Coinbase, where you can go in and purchase Bitcoin and other coins. And what they predict Bitcoin is going to be in the future. So
taking Bitcoin in isolation of, put all the other assets aside, we believe Bitcoin disrupts gold. We think it's a better gold if you look at the properties of money, and what makes gold scarcity. Bitcoin's actually fixed in supply. So it's better than scarce in gold. It's more portable. It's fungible. It's more durable. It sort of equals or better gold across the board. So if you look at $100 billion market cap today, now last week it might have been more like 200. But so it's actually a buying opportunity. We think that there's a potential appreciation of 30 to 40 times, because you look at the gold market today, it's a $7 trillion market. And so a lot of people are starting to see that. They recognize the store of value properties. So we think regardless of the price moves in the last few weeks, it's still a very underappreciated asset. And Bitcoin's just the first cut. If Bitcoin's a better gold, imagine your financial system with only gold as an asset class. That's how sort of early in the beginning of this is. There's going to be a menu of many cryptocurrencies, and they're going to rethink the entire internet and how we sort of view it. You could never buy a piece of the internet back in the 90s.
pay attention, y'all.
The protocols you could invest in a VC firm on Santo Road that had to pick Amazon versus Pets.com. So to get lucky, you had to be very privileged and get lucky many times to get it. Now you can just buy a piece of the protocol. So buying Bitcoin is like a call option on the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. A Bitcoin company will not work out before Bitcoin works out itself first. So the ultimate Bitcoin bet is Bitcoin, or the ultimate Ethereum bet is Ether. And you're basically buying a piece of the racetrack, and you're not picking, Seabiscuit. Doesn't matter who wins as long as the races are running. You're a part of it, and that's the beauty here. And usually the retail investors come in at the end. They get dumped this stuff post-IPO. 10 years after a company was founded. Now retail has been the ones who have been there first. And actually Wall Street is completely asleep at the wheel and late to the game. Silicon Valley has actually completely missed it too. People in Silicon Valley and the companies have maybe personally got it. Some VCs have personally invested in coins, but they structurally were unable to invest, had to invest in C Corps. And so buying gold or buying Bitcoin is not something they do, but the partners were investing their own money. And Silicon Valley very much missed cryptocurrency because they want to miss it. It's not good for the centralized application layer, the FANG companies that sit on top of the internet. Cryptocurrencies actually decentralize that, pull it all down to the layer below, the protocol layer, and the value actually accrues to the people who buy into and use and build the network. Not one company, there's not a headquarters of Bitcoin or Ethereum. These are networks that are decentralized and owned by, in a very democratic way, the users of them.
So to piggyback off what they're saying, if you still don't understand what you're invested in, you need to know what you're invested in, because how can you have faith that it's going to work, and when it hits hard times and we're in a crash, that you know not to pull your money out? I got a lot of calls over the past 2 weeks, text messages, inbox of people who were invested in Bitcoin and they dove in head first without knowing what they were getting into. Some of them only put a couple $100s in. Some of them put thousands of dollars in. And when shit hit the fan, they ain't know what to do. They was confused. They was kind of fucked up in the head about it. They was like, man, I'm down. I had a friend of mine. I'm down 1,500. Cardo, man, what should I do, bro? I'm ready to pull my shit out today. And I'm like, nah, bro, you about to take a loss. This is gonna happen. It's not gonna always be the elevator ride of your life. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be the stairway to heaven. There's gonna be ups and there's gonna be downs. It happens in the stock market. It happens in the crypto world as well. We are still in the early stages, as you heard the Zuckerberg twins say. The earliest stages of building tools for a new internet protocol that's separate from what we have today. It's more decentralized. There is less ways of getting in and hacking things, because everything's going to be on an encrypted network. You have the Ethereum, you have the Bitcoin. So the Ethereum is more of like a smart contract system. So you'll have applications getting built off of Ethereum. You'll have new Facebooks developing, new Amazons, new Netflixes. And this is what you're investing in. You're not investing in just some old coin. That's what it sounds like, but you're really not. You're investing in technology. Technology that's going to be new and innovative to what already exists. It's a new change. It's a change that needs to be done to the internet protocol, where you notice that companies like Target, companies like Equifax, they're getting hacked. People's information are getting stolen and sold on the dark web, and that's what these protocols will change. And the government is starting to realize that it's new. They're starting to accept that it's real and it works. So yesterday they had a Senate hearing on Tuesday, and basically the Senate hearing went pretty well. They talked about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and how to regulate it. A lot of the things were brought up weren't as bad as what people were thinking. They thought, oh, the government's going to shut down cryptocurrency, and if you got your money in crypto or Bitcoin, you're going to lose it all. It's a big ass bubble and it's going to burst, and don't be caught up in it. And you get a lot of people that don't know shit about Bitcoin telling and giving you financial advice. But if you ask them what their portfolio look like, they don't have a portfolio. So don't listen to these people. I see a lot of people doing it on Facebook, Twitter. They make these random ass posts about Facebook and how, oh, y'all still fucking with y'all still doing Bitcoin just because y'all seen the market dip. Man, that's the time you should be saying, damn, should I buy some Bitcoin right now? For real, for real. That's what you really should be asking yourself if you don't have any. Because that's the perfect time to buy something that's innovative. So yesterday they had a Senate hearing where the Federal Trade Commission and the Commodities Commission came together, and they had different people on their boards and like chairmen and stuff. They sat down, CEOs, they sat down, they had speeches. And they basically came to the Senate to present what their thoughts on Bitcoin were. and cryptocurrency. Now, of course, you're gonna have some pros and some cons. Of course, the cons that they brought up were, okay, you got a lot of people using it on the dark web for terrorism. It's funding terrorism. It's funding child pornography, and it's funding human trafficking. It's funding a lot of negative stuff and drugs and a lot of all of that stuff. But if you think about it, cash does the same thing, and it's been doing it for a long time before cryptocurrency came around. So you can't use cryptocurrency as the catalyst for this whole crime sector. It's not. You can't make it that. And they understand that. And one of the guys brought up that he tried to get his family into the stocks, his kids and his grandkids, and only one of them gravitated towards it. The rest of them, he bought them accounts and set up funds for them, and they're not really interested in managing these accounts. But they did recently bring up Bitcoin to him, and that got his wheels turning. So if you watch that Senate, it's about a 2 hour or 3 hour video of the Senate hearing. But if you're interested in finding out what the government thinks about cryptocurrency because you're invested or you're looking to invest, definitely go on YouTube or Google and find that. But I wanted to play because I love the CNBC crew. They talk about Bitcoin here and there inside of their Fast Money segments and the Squawk Alley and Squawk Talk segments. So this is what they had to say about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's bouncing back, y'all. We bouncing back. What's up, Chris?
Where has our resident crypto baller been for the last couple of days? Well, we decided to track him down using the Find My iPhone function.
And if you follow this channel, y'all know the dude Brian Kelly. He's probably the most knowledgeable on this whole platform about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. If you hear any of these other people talk, they don't know shit about Bitcoin, but they do rely on this dude Brian Kelly. They call him BK. He's going to be down at this conference in Cancun where it's a crypto conference, and he's getting a feel for what's going on in the crypto space. So that's what this video is about. He also talks about the Senate hearing as well and how the government feels. So check it out.
Apparently in sunny Cancun, Mexico, Quintana Roo, at a really big crypto conference, which for some reason is in Cancun. BK, you've been at the conference now presumably for a couple of days. Obviously, we're coming into a slide at $10,000 or so. What is the mood? What is the feeling? What is the sentiment around Bitcoin?
Well, listen, I mean, I understand you guys in the equity markets there may have experienced a bit of volatility in the last couple of days. So welcome to the crypto world. That's what it's like every day here. The mood here is still optimistic. I mean, there's about 175 people here that are some of the smartest people in the world that are building the products on top of the blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and those other protocols. And you know what? They're very optimistic about the future. Yes, prices come down. Yes, there's been euphoria and panic. But from my perch, nothing has stopped. The development hasn't stopped. The institutional interest hasn't stopped. So in terms of, what are the catalysts going forward, those are all still on track.
There's got to be some, but Brian, I get it. I understand the optimism, right? Like the Cleveland Browns sell out the stadium every year, and they have a tough year seemingly every year. The point is, I'm complimenting Cleveland. If you believe in something, you stick with it. The crypto buyers obviously believe in it. They stuck with it, but there has to be. People have been bruised. I'm sure. What's the other side? There's got to be some frustration, confusion. What?
The other, of course, the other side of this is that people that had, X amount of dollars 3 weeks ago to build their product only have half of that X. At this point in time, there's still plenty of money going around. It's not to say that people aren't bruised. It's not to say that people haven't gone, oh my God, we were at 20,000, now we're at 6,000. But frankly, and we do this every single night on the show, is when there's panic, when there's blood in the streets, that's the time that investors and speculators need to come in.
What he just said, I want to just emphasize on that. When there's blood in the streets, when there's panic, when you see your Bitcoin friends that be talking all this shit about how much money they making in Bitcoin, when you see them niggas panicking, when you see them like, oh my God, that's when they trying to get out is when you should be trying to get in. If they talking about getting out, That's a good time, because please believe there's other people that's been waiting on that opportunity. Never get in on anything at its all-time high when everybody's praising it. Oh my God, Bitcoin! It's 20,000. It was just 8,000 yesterday. Why would you buy that? Come on, man, don't do that. So when it's blood in the streets, it's a great time for investors to get in. I just wanted to emphasize on that.
So, yes, it's brutal. Yes, it's horrible. But you know what? Now's the time to be
But do you
starting to
think
get
the
in.
hearings were a win for crypto in general today, Brian?
No question about it. It was a home run today. You couldn't have asked for anything more from the SEC and the CFTC. They were very reasonable. They said, listen, this is a new technology. We do not want to stifle innovation, but at the same time, we want to make sure people aren't being defrauded. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's exactly what we want our regulators to do. Absolute home run, green light for this space.
Brian, I see your comments that you think, according to what folks are saying down there, investors kind of feel like it's 1995. Developers feel like it's 98. Point out what that difference means.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you pointed that out, Tim, because that was the one takeaway from this, is that, you know, investors are saying, hey, we're going to build all these things. We're going to build the next Facebook. We're going to build the next Amazon on top of this. And the developers saying, hold up, folks. You know, we are still at the stage of the TRS-80. We are barely out of the, you know, the DARPANET, ARPANET era of the internet, meaning we're at the early stages. They're still building the tools that somebody like a Mark Zuckerberg is going to build a Facebook on.
So here y'all have it. This is the second person that's said in the video, a credible person at that, because I ain't nobody. I'm just a guy that does research and tries to share it with my people. I'm not trying to charge y'all arm and a leg for any information. I do offer one-on-one sessions, but I'm not charging thousands of dollars like some other fraud cats out here are doing. But what he just said is we are in the early stages. So your question is, should we take our money out? Should I cash out because I just lost half of my investment? What you think my answer going to be? No, definitely not. We in the early stages. You can't lose when you're in the early stages of anything. That means early stages mean that there are later stages. Later stages mean that the later stages should be better than the earlier stages. That's just common sense. Now, this is new technology. The government doesn't want to suffocate it, but they just want to make sure that people do not get frauded. I can't knock that. I'm cool with the government doing all of that. If that's what their definition of regulation is, I'm all for it. Regulate it. Let us keep getting this money and let us keep doing our thing. So I just wanted to do this video because I've seen a lot of people up in the air. They think it's the end. I've seen posts about the bubble is burst. This is over. Yeah, it's a couple of people out here that's scamming or that look like they're scamming because things didn't turn out the way that they planned because of certain regulations that had passed down and which stopped business in certain sectors, like the lending sector of cryptocurrency is pretty much fucking dead. You can't find a company that you can lend with right now that's going to be legit, so I don't recommend it. But there are other things out here that you can get involved in: mining, cloud mining. You can hash rates and things like that. You can get involved in this and still make some side money while keeping your money invested in a coin and just hodling it. So this is all new, y'all. It's going to be a lot building on it. Don't give up on this technology. If you're aware of it and you're tuned into this video, you've already taken the first step. I just had to do this video because I feel like some of our people and our investors, they got weak and they decided they want to pull out. And what's going to happen is we're going to find ourselves back in the same situation we've been in. You know what I mean? And we get opportunities to do things and we don't take advantage of it. We don't give things enough time to develop. We don't give things enough time to prove itself to the masses. If it proves itself to you, you got to give it time to prove itself to the other people. Everybody don't think the same way. Everybody don't move at the same pace. So if you give it some time, give it a year or two, set goals and stick to them. So if you decide you want to invest in cryptocurrency, don't be an overnight investor. It's not an overnight get rich thing. It's been people that's been holding these coins since 2012, 2014. You know what I'm saying? and you just got in 2017 and you're ready to pull out a month later, or you just got in and you're ready to pull out, it ain't even been a whole year yet. Just because you're seeing a little volatility. That happens in all the markets. It's going to happen in the stock market. It happens in the housing market. It happens in the gold market. It happens in the oil market. It's going to happen in the crypto market. Nothing is new under the sun. But new technology will override old technology. You've seen what happened to Blockbuster with Netflix. You've seen what happened to some of these smaller stores when Amazon came about and took over and pushed a lot of people out of their businesses. You know what I mean? So this is going to be the new wave. This is the groundbreaking technology. You're at the forefront. It's the 1% of the world has invested in it. This is something that if you got a certain percentage of your money that you can decide that, you know what, say you take 10% and you put it in a savings account. Well, that savings account is making you jack shit. You can take 10% of that and still stick it in a savings account and maybe take 2% out or 4 or 5% out of that 10% and gamble. I call it gambling because there is no guarantee, but at the 1% level, you ain't got really much to lose. It's your boy Crypto Cardo. Thank you for watching the Crypto Lounge. I'm signing out. Get your cups and drink, because we're going to celebrate next year around this time.
Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
This is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.